Hello and welcome back to our YouTube channel. Now, we've already done a video today, but we simply had to do this one. We've basically seen more footage from the Ryan Jack red card, and I think it's absolutely ridiculous. And Blair's got some videos and pictures to show. We're going to discuss that. But first things first, for those of you who didn't see what happened, it all started off with a rash challenge on one of our players. I think it was Graham Dorrans. Graham Dorrans, I think, then reacts. It all then turns up into a bossed up in the middle of the field. Ryan Jack walks over, sort of pushes someone, holds their shoulders, they fall to the ground like a sack of bricks, and it leads to, more of a fracas in the centre of the pitch. But nothing, as you see, it happened just there, the thing that I think that he got sent off for. But nothing was, outstanding for me from just a fan watching on the television. I didn't see anything wrong with that. All I saw was a Hibs player do wrong, initiating very sort of inciting behaviour, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Then Ryan Jack was the one who got a red card, and the player who originally pushed, I think, only got a yellow. So that was it. Happened in Dorrans there. It starts with a push. Ryan Jack, after that, then comes in, touches him on the shoulder as he falls to the floor. Initially, that's what we all thought he got the red card for. But new evidence has apparently surfaced. And basically, the first thing that happens was my video was shared on the Blue Sea of Ibrox Facebook page. Make sure you like it. Biggest page on Facebook. And Rangers fans started to comment, well, from where I was sitting, you could see that it was a headbutt that Ryan Jack did. So we had to look into it. And Blair's basically found different videos, etc., of what it could have been. So, Blair, would you like to talk them through what may have got him to be sent off?
Well, yeah, there's a GIF doing the rounds just now. So it shows, it's a really quick replay of the moment Jack and Stokes made impact with each other's foreheads. So as you can see there, both heads touch.
Yeah, both of them are going towards each other, though. It's not one going to the other, is it? It's
no. You would think at that point it's 50-50. Like, there's no one that's like, it's not like Jack's ran up and like knocked him out. But then further evidence has emerged that the referee was looking at the incident when Stokes actually got his hands on Ryan Jack's neck.
Yeah, as you can see, just above the right-hand side of the hip shoulder there. Blair, you need to speak to get it back on the screen.
Yeah, like that. You see it?
Absolutely. And you can see a hand around Ryan Jack's neck. Now, I have to admit, I have to be honest, I didn't see this. I didn't see heads colliding. What I thought it was for Ryan Jack holding the guy's shoulders and he fell down. And that's what the commentators thought as well. And that was us thinking, that's the weakest red card that I think I've ever seen. Yeah. But looking into this, if the referee did think that Ryan Jack did, in fact, headbutt someone, then he had to see it for long enough to see that there was, in fact, an arm holding his neck, surely. He had to see that it was a 50-50, both heads going. And it wasn't even aggressive. It sort of makes you think about Carl Lafferty when he took a tiniest headbutt to the face and fell down. No one even fell down.
I think, like originally when the tackle happened on Dorrans, the point was made by the commentary team. I think it was Alan McLaren that did say that Dylan McGeoch had run back from I don't know where in the pitch, but he covered significant ground over, and then Jack followed him. And it was actually then Jack who ran in to the crowd, and everyone thought at the time, when he ran into the crowd, that when he pulled back McGeoch, that was the red card. That's people were thinking, hold on, he's only sort of like moved him or pushed him back from what's happening. How can that be worth a red card? But then you've seen that the incident which the referee's seen, and then there's more questions still to be left answered, because then there's more evidence to suggest that Stokes should have been sent off alongside Jack.
Oh my God! Oh right, Anthony Stokes as well. We spoke about it in the video before. The match review. If you haven't seen it, please check out. It's the most recent one apart from this. Anthony Stokes had James Tavernier in a headlock. Had him in a headlock. Throws him to the ground pretty much. Rips his shirt in the process and only gets a yellow. How can Ryan Jack get a red card? It just doesn't make. For me personally, it seemed like the referee sort of had a mental breakdown and didn't really want to.
I think like when you see the crowd of players, the referee must have been thinking, what do I do here? Like, do I show some authority by handing out a red card? Because originally I thought, right, Dorrans is for it. Dorrans has reacted here. He's going to get a talking to, possibly sending off. Then out of nowhere, Jack gets sent off, and you're thinking, what is this guy's lost control of the game? But from a football fan's perspective, that game was then ruined by that sending off. The game was absolutely done. Like, it just lost its edge, and I don't know, it just didn't feel right after that, to be honest.
Me and Blair were saying as well, we both do recognise how bloody hard being a referee must be. We know it's a stressful job, and we know they don't get it right 100% of the time. But it's things like this, sometimes you feel sorry for the referee and you think, Christ, the fans are going a bit hard. But this isn't the case. It seemed like that decision turn the structure of the whole game. Now, as a given, it was already 1-1 by that point, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So arguably, we were already letting, a goal in due to, an interception.
3 minutes after the
too early. Yeah, exactly. But by no means was that an indication that our game was deteriorating. Personally, I think that our players' heads went down. And it's Ryan Jack. Ryan Jack is such a key player in that team, as we found out recently, particularly for a team that has so many new players. Ryan Jack seems to have gelled instantly straight away. It was a very, very shocking thing. And honestly, I was absolutely raging. How about yourself, Blair? How did you react to it initially? Did you try and think why, or were you just losing it?
I thought that originally there was going to be a sending off somewhere. I didn't think it'd come to Rangers. I genuinely thought, I thought we were the ones actually playing the game and being like, right, let's try and get them riled up. And unfortunately, it worked against us. Alan McLaren said that Hibs had done a number on Rangers, and I think Rangers were caught out by how smart Hibs were countering what Rangers were throwing at them when it was like the little nibbles and all one-to-ones. The reaction I did have though when the Rangers got the player sent off was, if Hibs score a second, Rangers are going to get back into this game. But to be fair to Kai Junior, he did not, but he didn't bat in the hatch. So I think he sort of went for it, and never even brought Rossiter on either, which was quite surprising.
It was. You also saw Nico Crenshaw on the bench, and then warming up, and you saw Pena warming up, and it was encouraging to see Pena play, wasn't it? But I mean, going back to, I honestly people. I'm sure there's going to be loads of people laughing at this, but I am absolutely, it was devastating to see that red card as well, and allegedly, Dave King, again, I don't know the truth of this, but it sounds like something that would happen, that Dave King would try and do, and something that would happen to Dave King. But allegedly, Dave King asked to speak to the referee after the game, but apparently the referee denied such a thing from happening. He didn't allow Dave King to speak to him, which to me, if that is true, indicates that he knows that he's done wrong. Pedro Caixinha in an interview also said that he's going to appeal the decision, which shows a manager's confidence, which they will normally do, but he looked absolutely gobsmacked as well, it has to be said.
I think John Beattie needs to get his story straight and his facts straight as well. You can't, the heat of the moment, you could say something that could end up regretting, factual wise. He was looking at the end. I think, personally, he crumbled. I think the heat of the moment, the players, the whole situation, it completely caught him off guard. I don't think he expected to walk into that day. And when that happened, it was almost like a mini old firm in many ways, like the sort of heat.
You're right there. You're absolutely right. It did feel like that kind of rivalry.
It was really, really heated. And I think when all that kicked off, he needed to send someone off. But if it was going to be anyone, it should have been Stokes. Definitely.
And as a final question for you, Blair, does this sort of minimise your belief in the team by any point, or do you think that this was just an unlucky occurrence in the game which led to our heads dropping?
To be honest, first 3 minutes, score a goal, you're thinking, oh yes, we're in for 2 or 3-0 today, and what, the next week, let's go again. But it's not like it's not like I've lost the faith in the team. I think it's taking another bat into the confidence. We're sort of just recovering from Europe, and then we had the couple of wins here, and then we've had the strong win in midweek, which then obviously got us a bit hyped up for this weekend's game. I think it was just the luck of the draw, and I just think that the luck didn't favour us today. I don't necessarily think we played, even when we were down to 10 men, the game plan wasn't great, but it was effective at times. So I wouldn't say that I've lost faith in the team. I would just say on to next week and get another one and just keep on going, because we can't dwell on this. Yeah, I'd agree. I mean, you did see that the team, in my opinion, they were fighting throughout the rest of the game. They didn't give up, and I think that's something that we need to sort of focus on, because when you're playing nine outfield players, 10 men against a team of 12 men, because let's face it, I think the referee had a hip strip on. You don't really have a chance. Blair, have you seen the latest comment on our most recent video? By the way, you guys will love this. So the most recent comment is, Sev Koarpish and Pedro hasn't got a fucking clue. There's your review. Hail, hail. Here we go, 10 in a row. It's got nothing to do with Celtic. Who's 10 in a row?
It's got nothing to do with Celtic. All right, anyway, so that is that's the review. That's the video done for now. But as I'm sure you know, we could have been raging, but we didn't want to misrepresent the club in any way. We didn't want to be that Gordon Sawyers or whatever his name is, and make the club look like twats, to be honest. So, Blair, have you got anything else to say at all? No, just keep the faith. I'm sure that Pedro will come good eventually.
and on to next week. Let's go.
Yeah, again, agreed. In Pedro we trust, guys. That's the way that we are here at Rangers Fans Channel. Make sure that you like the video if you enjoyed, and above all, subscribe. Help us to 4,000. We are so bloody close. Okay, so once again, thank you very much. Ensure you like and subscribe, and that's the broadcast done.